I've been directing tours to Israel for 20 years. First time that I went, I didn't even want to go. Why go to Israel? You're going to see it during the millennial reign, right? I didn't even have a desire to walk where Jesus walked or do all those things that people said. But the gift was free, and so I thought, I'm going to go. And so I went, and I couldn't believe how it affected my life. They say that it puts the Bible into color for you. It's the fifth gospel. Puts the Bible in high definition. All I know is that it affected my life to the point where I knew I was going to come back. I knew I had to bring people back to Israel. I'm an exhorter. I like to see the lights turn on in people's life. And people are absolutely changed when they go to Israel. I have a lot of people that want to go back year after year when we go. And people say that it's just an amazing effect on their life when they hear messages. The Bible comes alive to them because they've been there. When they read the scriptures, it opens up into new ways that they never thought possible.
I've always had a deep interest in history, so going to Israel was a huge thing for me. One thing I didn't expect was to learn so much from the culture that is still there, still very similar to how it was 2,000 years ago. An example of this is I was at the Garden Tomb and kind of marveling over the resurrection of Jesus and how much that means to our faith, and looking in the scripture and seeing what he left behind as evidence of him resurrecting was the burial cloth, and then he folded the cloth that was over top of his face and left it there on where he was laid. As I get back on the bus, I kind of started talking to my bus driver about this, and he goes, "Oh yeah, well that means he's coming back." And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, if you're at the dinner table and you crumple your napkin up and you set it to the side, it means you're done. But if you fold it, it means you're coming back to the table for some more." He said, "That's what it means. He folded the cloth up, he's coming back." My eyes were opened and my mind was blown over this. It was deeply revealing to me that even then Jesus was making subtle, or not to them anyway, not so subtle references to that he is coming back, and he's promised it to us. If you get the chance to go, take it. Take the chance. You can go there and learn all kinds of things, but the people there will open your eyes to things that you've never could imagine before.
It's hard to explain why it's so important to go to Israel. The best way I know how is with one of my own experiences. It was on the day we went to the Valley of Megiddo, which excited me to begin with, as that's the valley where Battle of Armageddon will take place. And that being a future end time prophecy, I was really looking forward to seeing it. And while we were there, we were taking in the sights, and the valley is beautiful on its own. But our tour guide pointed to the distance and asked us if we knew what was over there. Of course we didn't, and he told us it was Nazareth. And it just dawned on me, Nazareth, that's where Jesus grew up. The view from where he would play would be the Battle of Armageddon, where he'll come back one day, and with just one word, he will vanquish his enemies for all time. It was at that moment I knew I had to bring other people back so they could have their own experience in Israel.